Hi everybody, I am Arbutus, and this is Disco Elysium. This is a brand new isometric detective RPG. So let's jump in, shall we? Thinker. Very bad with people, knows interesting facts, comes up with original ideas. Very psychological, magnetic personality, but unstable. Might begin to lose his mind. Extremely physical, interacts with the dumb as a rock. And you can create your own. I'm just going to go with Thinker for now, I think. Sounds like a fun one. And it's kind of who I want to roleplay. Smart but damaged detective. The Furies are at home in the mirror. It is their address. Even the clearest water, if deep enough, can drown. R.S. Thomas.
There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever, baby. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it. An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shameful, a pool of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing. Ex-love. Ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss of pelagic zone.
No, I want to get off now. I like pain and burning light and wanting things from people who don't want to give them to me.
Do you really?
I do.
You
Let me
wouldn't like it
off.
if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much over yourself. Got a bit carried away, did we, Chef?
Wait, I did this to myself?
Yes, your one disco mother.
Tell me, what's waiting for me?
There's this giant ball there, in evil apes. And the evil apes are juking it out on the ball. You're one of them. It's basically all just evil apes juking it out on a giant ball.
How big is the ball?
Can't even make out it's a ball when you're juking it out. It's that large.
How small are the apes?
Infinitesimally small.
And this duking it out I keep hearing about. What's that?
Vying for resources. It's a stupid expression you picked up somewhere. The part of the presentation you want to take home with you is this. You have to beat the other evil apes in the face, or you lose.
That's sad.
Yes, it is. And you drowned in that sadness a long time ago.
What do you mean, drown?
You're lost.
Sound outside, you recognize it. It's a Capri Kanema motor carriage. Well, here we are. That was quite the intro. Dealing with our subconscious. Give me this bottle. Magnum-sized bottle of Commodore Red is empty. Alright, let's go ahead and get ourselves our clothes. -1 savoir-faire, +1 electrochemistry. Alright. Esprit de corps. These skill trees make no fucking sense. Hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. Says whirling in rags on the aluminum keyring. There's a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door. The Whirling in Rags is a hostile cafeteria on the urban coast frequented by dock workers. Words fail to describe how rank it smells in here. They should have sent a poet. You see bottles in the bathtub. Wine, beer, and sweet liqueurs. Hey, a shirt. Yeah, give me that. Alright. Oh, we're fully dressed. Let's check out the mirror. A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Was this not the same Elan that founds empires and lays waste to cities, virile, uncaring towards the little things? Probably not. No. Hot water sprays from the faucet. Excuse me. Hot water sprays from the faucet's base and steam covers the mirror. Cannot see yourself, just a vague impression of a man. Huh. Much like our character portrait here. Suddenly you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. Really? Nothing? Really. All recollection of the person you are, the people in your life, and even the world you're in is drowned in a sea of blood alcohol. This was no mere night of drinking. It was a deluge of world-ending proportions. Wipe the mirror. As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Let's just get it over with. Wipe the mirror. Oh boy. That's pretty rough. You have no idea who this thing is, do you? This is the face of a late-stage alcoholic. Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? I'm not making it. The face is just making itself. Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. Okay. Oh my god, you can't stop. It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What's the emotion you're trying to convey? I'm insinuating I'm a vaguely sympathetic. I think I'm sort of pulling it off too, in a sad has-been kind of way. There's some charm to it. There might have been 10 years ago. It's a little more than a cadaverous spasm now. Let's try digging deep. Oh, we failed it. And let's see. 3%. I doubt that's going to work. Nope. Let the mirror be for now. Well, at least we know what we look like, and it's fairly grim. Alright, we got a quick save autosave system. That's good to know. Take an empty cassette case. Looks like someone tore out the tape while the song was playing. Reel-to-reel tape player is still on, rolling empty. What's that? Oh, is that a shoe? Green shoe. Alright, that's one shoe anyway. Broken window over here. Window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. Assess the damage. Shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. Did I break it with my own hands? A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent. What did this then? More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. Assess the size of the impact. It's too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have been heavy enough if thrown with enough force. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room. Maybe it wasn't me? You mean someone else took off your shoe and smashed the window with it? This person also forced the drinks on you. I should go and get that shoe. Task, experience, nice. Cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold. Alright. I think we've seen what we can see in here. Let's get out of here for now. Something in the next room there. 0 degrees centigrade, black ice warning. For Revicol. Something on the table. Let's take that cash for sure. -9 degrees centigrade. Getting pretty chilly. Red checks can only be tried once. Failed white checks can be retried by increasing the relevant skill. Okay. So I failed a white check on that mirror. Maybe when I increase that skill, I can go back. Smell of the sea makes you dizzy. Hey, it's my shoe. Alright, take that. There they both are, two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet, like two baby crocodiles. How do they fit? Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told. Gust of briny wind washes over you. Most checks have secret difficulty modifiers. Talking to the right person can reopen a closed white check. Okay. That is also very good to know. You can double click for run. Cool.
Officer.
Calendar says it's March. The year is 51. Hello, friend. Klashi. Miss Orange disco dancer. The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28. Silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city. Officer, am I military personnel?
No.
She seems perplexed by your question. Wait, I know. I'm a businessman, chief executive officer, right? Young woman shakes her head slowly. Officer could be an artistic statement, a claim to official renown. Officer is my stage name, right? I can see myself as a middling disco artist called The Officer.
You're a police officer, sir?
Are you shitting me?
I'm not. Unless you've been shitting us all this time.
She takes another drag. All this
You've
time?
been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less.
And what business is that?
I couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Alright, fair enough. You have no doubt about the drinking, but you do strike yourself as strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk? She must have heard something. Let's see. 3% chance on that. Try the expression. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. Why don't I remember being a cop or anything else? Could it be because of the drinking? She raises an eyebrow. The cigarette sizzles. She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than it ought to at her age. Might not know where I am, or who I am, or what a Kupri Kanima is. How I even know what one sounds like. She nods. But do you know when someone's not telling me the whole story? But I do know when someone's not telling me the whole story. What am I doing here? What's my case? She takes a long drag before speaking. Here's a mercenary out back. He's been hanged. Body has been there for a week now. Locals probably got tired of it and called the cops. Why didn't you just tell me that? Didn't mean to overwhelm you with information. You seem a bit lost, officer. Yeah, let's go get out of here.
Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Thanks, Klashi. Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need, the need to ask questions. It's like you've said the words a million times before. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes. Before you go, I have some questions for you. Yes? Tell me, is it 51 now? It's 51. What century? The current century. And what's that? What number? Centuries don't have numbers, they have names, and this is the current one. How many centuries have there been, then? Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir. She grins. What's so funny? You're right. Her expression turns serious. There's nothing funny about civilization. Where exactly is here? Where am I? You're in a hostel, sir. No, where are we? Where in the world? We're in Revachol. Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation, half a century after a failed world revolution. She is central to our moment in time. Should that mean something to me? Sure look like you're from Revocol parties. Her accent suggests she is not from around here. She's from Oranje, another part of the world. What is it that they have against the police here? The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough, at least here on the coast. Can't say about the rest of the city. Your room is almost next to mine. Did you hear anything last night? There was the usual ruckus, she shrugs. Loud disco music. Did I have any visitors? I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here. She nods towards room number 3. Loud disco music? Oh yes, various artists, ostentatious orchestrations, prime among them. She raises an eyebrow, waiting for the name to connect with you. Oh, that. Yeah, whoo. The less said about Oo, the better. Oo were huge where I came from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, she sings, but we go on. Yeah, we go on, all right. I don't know about that. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and there was a change of pace. What happened? A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of the time you were yelling along with it. Was I singing this? Show her the empty case of the smallest church in Saint-Saëns. Oh, that's the empty cassette we found. Yes, there was a church in there, a really small church, like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that, and also, what else? That it doesn't matter anymore, and that we are alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a wounded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it. Then what happened? Then you started screaming and trashed the place. That's so me. What did I do? A window was smashed, the tape player probably, the song stopped, and furniture too. Real destructathon. They were screaming, then I think you passed out. Please tell me there wasn't anything else. There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. May have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then. Around 4 or 5, she nods. And that was it. Okay, you can go now.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Alright, no problem, Klashi. Looks like she left a nice long stub in the ashtray. It's still smoking. This is the weekend edition of the satirical newspaper Trompe le Monde. Nothing on the front page rings a bell. Strange. Man, I'm loving the art style of this game so far. This looks really, really, really cool. Sorry, just jamming out to this music for a second. Big old karaoke mic, just waiting for someone to sing into it. Speakers connected to the radio. The music is seasoned with static. This is a water cooler. Large bubble is rising to the surface. The soft purr of an electric juicer comes from the kitchen. Someone is working. The menu has been wiped clean. Only the word Monday is written on it. Woman's hand wrote yesterday's menu. Today's starts in a man's handwriting. Inside, you catch a glimpse of union paraphernalia. A strike poster, some red pennants. A sign reads, Mess Hall reserved for union members. Doors open, 16 o'clock. The door is bolted. A sign reads, Kitchen reserved for personnel until 13. Till the 13th hour. This royal pinball machine is unplugged. The theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme, used on everything from pinball cabinets to full flavor cigarettes. What are its hallmarks? Cling to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it. The idea of a king in a century gone is pretty fascinating. This sentiment is called anticentennial nostalgia, pining for a time before the turn of the century. It's common even now, after 50 years. A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. Everything is cool between you and this guy. He's a big fan. Make some small talk. And this was an easy failure. Almost made it. Look at the stuffed bird. Competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. This is the great skua. The seabird is a symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world you are in right now. The small steel tag says as much. The great skua. Stercorarius skua. What happened to the bird? Look,
your buddy is over there.
He looks at the door where a man in a bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor.
Talk to him, okay?
What do you mean, my buddy? He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
No,
You the bartender?
I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject. What's the
I
difference?
have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in.
Where did this Sylvie go?
She just, you know.
He shrugs. His eyes dart from left to right. The man isn't lying, but he is hiding something. She just... what?
So now you're a cop? Forget it.
Alright. See.
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
You look like a
That period of
bartender.
My life is over. Not everyone who stands behind a counter is a bartender, okay? I'm the cafeteria manager.
That's a great skua, right?
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
Alright, fair enough. Getting the feeling this guy doesn't like me all that much.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
Man is sleeping at the table wearing mud-caked boots and rolled-down overalls. The back of his shirt reads Wild Pines, encircled by a logo with a tree. A colorful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. Makes your fingers itch. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. Yeah, let's pick up the pills. Item gained magnesium. The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does. You've just picked up medicine. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Click the plus icon, okay, to heal your character morale if you have morale damage. Inspect the piece of plastic on his carabiner. 17% chance. I don't want to wake him up yet. It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John. Do I need his thing? I don't know that an ID card is... yeah, you never know. Success. Nice. Fingers find their way into the shackle. Flicking open the spring-loaded gate, the metal loop holds the plastic ID and a leather-bound pocketbook. And the man? The man emits a loud snore. Is he about to wake up? Doesn't look like it, but you never know. Better be quick. Steal the document. Slip the plastic ID card and pocket it. The man continues to snore. Just for the record, you look nothing like the man on the document. Okay, fair enough. Swipe through the pocketbook and take what's inside. Hey, $5. You find a black paper note with a woman's profile on it. Seems like this woman lived centuries ago. The note says 5 real. It feels nice and greasy. Oh, that's the money I found. Close the carabiner and leave. What do we got here? Rum? Bottle of rum has been knocked over. Beautiful dark liquid is spilling out. What do we got here? The sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already? An hour? Sweet lord, a whole hour, and you haven't thought about rum and lemonade in all this time? You've truly extinguished all trace of yourself. Actually, should I be thinking about this? Looks like drinking hasn't turned out too well for me. Maybe you haven't turned out too well for drinking. Have you ever thought about that? Get a goddamn rum and lemonade into yourself, boy. Better yet, lick that stain off the counter. No. What happened, man? You used to be cool. Go get your boring, normal person drink then. Huh. So this is my electrochemistry telling me this. It's probably dealing with addiction. Find booze and drink it. Huh. Not sure I want to start drinking quite yet today. Kim Kitsuragi, a bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket, is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer. Shake his hand.
Hello. I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he was waiting for your name. Don't know my name, or, What is this? What does that mean? -1, partial to the officer. What? Okay, let's try it. Failure. Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. It's very, very cool, but maybe just a bit too ostentatious. No, it's not. Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau is one classy name for one classy cop. Say it. Little typo there.
Yes, well.
He doesn't even process what you said, just moves on. Not for a moment does he believe that's your real name. He casts it aside as an interdepartmental joke or a peculiarity he doesn't understand.
It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
Yeah, I just talked to him.
You should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
I haven't.
Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
Nope.
So the body is still in the tree, where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
I don't know if I want to tell Kitsuragi here about how bad I am right now. Let's hit him with it. He looks at you for a moment in silence. I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I've seen officers go through much worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there's a general store nearby, but as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern. Alright. Interview the cafeteria manager, inspect the victim's body. After you, officer. You're about to embark on an investigation. Shouldn't you have a badge? Wait, shouldn't I have a badge or something? You mean you don't have a badge? It wasn't on me when I woke up. Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I advise you try to locate it as quickly as possible, but getting the body down should still take precedence. Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by clicking on him. Great. Good to have you, Kim. The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops his letter he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Guard, right? You run this place.
Yes.
He responds
I
tersely.
am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41,
Sure, we'll stick with this name.
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body. It was you who placed the call, yes?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
He looks behind a pile of coasters, finds a slip of paper, and hands it to the lieutenant. This sounds like something you can use to call this Sylvie
You said you
later.
just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What? With Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are. But as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective?
Probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions. Right then, questions. I got this. His face expresses profound doubt in your having this. Rhetoric. Ask him about the body's location before asking if you killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones, not vice versa. Oh, cool. So we try to catch people in lies and stuff with more innocuous questions. Where exactly is the body? Behind the building, there's a courtyard. He points to the kitchen behind him. They hoisted him up on a tree there. How do we get there, then? That's easy. See that door there? He points to the west. First you exit through that, then to your right you should see a big hole in the fence, a really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there, no need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through. Encyclopedia. This means the heavy cavalry of Innocence Franco-Negro sweeping over the plains and nations of the enemies of mankind, 5th century style. Unified currency and the concept of cool came in their wake. They wore a lamellar and carried guns. But first and foremost, Franco-Nigerian heavy cavalry was really, really wide. That hole in the fence must be enormous. Who killed him? I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job. That's it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they if he doesn't know? Before you said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who did you mean by they? Oh, he's a bit surprised you caught that. People are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching. Who exactly is saying that? The locals, customers, the people who eat here. A lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvie told me everyone knows the dock workers did it. Did the débardeurs themselves tell her this, or is it a rumor? I don't really know. You'll have to ask her. Why would the dock workers lynch this man? I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do. You mean the strike? Yes, the strike. He makes little quotation marks with his fingers. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbor company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send him a message. I have another question. Why did Sylvie go away? Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this. No, before I asked I asked you where. Now I'm asking you why. Okay, you got me. She went away because the dead body out back, and because I asked her for a number. That's why Sylvie went away. I hope you appreciate that. The lieutenant opens his little notebook at the cover. The number is safely tucked away in a small pocket. Thank you, he says. Mystery solved. Is it? Because I thought you were supposed to be investigating the lynching, not my employer conduct. Everything has something to do with everything. Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing. That's all. Kitsuragi says, let's go. Not so fast, he points to you. You owe me 130 real. Should I try to get out of here? Yeah, let's try it. Oh, we're sprinting. We're getting out of here. Did I just take damage? What was that? You hear behind you a whiny voice shouts, Real mature, man. Real mature. I don't know what that flashing on the screen was. What do we got here? Nosafed. Oh, I didn't even notice that last time. Alright. Let's get out of here. Police work is tough. Take breaks. Talk to strangers. Explore. Alright, I may just do some of that. Wow, and here we are. Looking pretty snowy out here, that's for sure. Heap of snow melts in this wheelbarrow. The street sign reads, "Fuck the police." Hello? Hello? Pigs go home. The street name is illegible. There are bottles inside. You could pick them up if you had a bag. Okay. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 8B. Looks like there's another door up here. What is this thing? Letter R wears a crown. On the ribbon below, a light above descending. This is the logo of the municipality of Revicol. Yeah, Kuno, fuck them up. Alright, a couple kids playing here. Smells like spoiled meat and curdled dairy. A human being decomposes. What we got here? Perception. There are several footprints in the mud left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs has walked here. Visual calculus. Pretty good chance here. Worked. Maybe more than 12? No. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Go over them one by one. 1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. Hobnailed work boots. Steel reinforced toes. Number 43. Standard work boot. Number 45? Or 46? Wait, which is it? You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them. Another standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. An aberration, light as air, even pace. Same mark of boot, but no 41. Male or female? Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped. I'm pretty good at this, ain't I? You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it, and the tracks burn in the middle of it, in a strange, beautiful way. Got little tags here marking things out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. Count the rest. The glowing outlines of a standard work boot, number 46, but the imprints are twice as deep as the other. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn. How many? The lieutenant has been tracking your eye movements. 8. I was pretty off then. I counted 20. The same guys are going back and forth. Never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Oh, gotcha. Points to his glasses. Do you see anything out of the ordinary? Point. Light step, number 41 shoe. A woman or a kid? Could be a woman? Okay, how do you know? He knows it's hard to discern sex from a person's gait. I don't. Understood. Anything else? A heavy one. 200 kilogram imprint. 200, he thinks for a moment. Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man? He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely. I don't even know if there are giants in this world. Maybe it was a giant? Maybe it wasn't. Okay. But maybe it was. Just imagine it. A giant man at least 2.5 meters tall. It could have been, but if it wasn't, he waits for you to finish the sentence. One of them was carrying him over. Possibly, yes. The lieutenant marked something down in his notebook. But why? Huh. So I'm wondering why he's writing something down in his notebook? Maybe about my giant comment. Ugh. You're thinking, why did they have to carry him? Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just marched him up to the gallows. Maybe the victim wasn't conscious. Even easier to carry on a stretcher or between two men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. What else can you see? An aberration. One soul is smoother than the other. Interesting. Let's name it the odd soul. Do you have any ideas, Lieutenant? Someone operating a workbench with a pedal, like a joiner at the harbor? He thinks for a second. Or maybe a drummer. A drummer? That's stupid. Drummers only use their right foot for the kick drum, he explains, then stops and looks at the hole in the mud. You're right, it's stupid. Perhaps it could be a driver. The driver would wear out their right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right. Nod thoughtfully. We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam, see whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no? Yeah, prudent. Lieutenant writes down the information in his notebook, then reverts to the tracks in the mud. How old do you think these tracks are? A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller who reported the hanging. Visual calculus says it's not impossible. How do you know? I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Revicol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day. Visual calculus. Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago. What do you think happened here? What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, there appears to be a lynching. Indeed, they all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is easy. I think we have a firm understanding of what happened here. The lieutenant's eyes narrow. He's thinking to himself. Either way, he concludes. What else? We've been through all of it. Alright. Took care of the footprints. That's good. This kid's ladder is rickety, but still climbable. Someone is trying to grow herbs in this greenhouse. The ladder's for kids. It wouldn't hold the weight of a grown man. Let's see what these kids have to say. Kuno's got this.
Kuno's got this!
The boy throwing rocks at the dead body can't be older than 12. If there is ever such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. He's almost exquisite in his ugliness, like a gremlin.
Oh yeah, never could be Kuno.
Yells the other kid behind the fence. Moment of your time, please.
Can't talk, pig! She's coming up strong, throwing rocks!
Shit coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous. You should hang out with this kid and see what the juicy shit is all about. Juicy what now? I mean drugs. The kid's on drugs. So yeah, electrochemistry is essentially my addiction talking to me.
Yeah, Kuno. Ride the lightning, Kuno.
Kuno's riding it, see?
He wipes sweat from his brow and sends another rock
The
flying.
rake, Kuno. You should throw the rake at him, Kuno.
The fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
Kim, what should we do?
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces.
What forces?
You will see.
The language these kids are using. Pure, unfettered id. There will be no reasoning with those creatures. Alright, fair enough. If there's no reasoning, there's no reasoning. Let's take a look here real quick. Empty cassette tape. You two look nothing alike, just so you know. Alright. Some coins and some magnesium. Nice. winch mechanism has been oxidizing for some years. Can we get around here? No. What's this? Pile of Eternite. An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material Eternite. Pretty good chance here. Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. That's why they're too orderly. Pull the panels aside. There it is. You see a shabby little door. What's this then? A tool shed. He peeks inside. Let's investigate. Agreed, Kim. Agreed. Don't forget to click the orbs around your head. They have surprises. Silver plate with traces of a bone yellow powder. Electrochemistry. Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you. There's a good, vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean. Someone has taken narcotics here. Perhaps the police should interfere. Perhaps not. He looks at you. This is below our pay grade, detective. However, he points to the ladder in the corner. See that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? A secret path the local kids use. Good to know. Poster says, get out of the way or get fucked up. What we got up here? A little bag? 40 cents. Great. Empty tube of mango salam. Magnesium supplement. Cured pig head. It looks mummified. Ugh. This doorway is going to collapse soon. Restoration pillars keep the ruins together. Postcard. Grand Couronne 37. What's that? Postcard depicts an ill-advised residential area overlooking the Jamrock Quarter. 13-story buildings line the hillside like sarcophagi, an ominous fog already rising from behind. These are the last boom years. In 39, the project fails catastrophically, leaving behind an opiate and hepatitis B-infested slum. That sounds rough. Let's see, we can get up here. We got Nosfed, a little more HP, perhaps. Can I get down anywhere? Ooh, what do we got here? A little bit of cash, money. Take it. Take it. All these beers are empty. That's too bad. Alright, we're gonna get our way out of here now. Don't think there's anywhere else I can go. There's no door or anything over here. No, not really. Alright. Well, let's head out here. And you know what, everybody? With that, I think I'm going to call it a day on the first video here, around about 50 minutes. I am super intrigued by this game. I really like the way this is going. The music, the art style, the characters so far. Man, just seems awesome. I love when a new game comes out and it looks cool as hell and unique. That's what I'm looking for in a game, and this game is like nothing I've ever seen. So, you know what? I'm going to keep doing this series. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I will be back with more videos of this in the future. I'm going to continue doing Outer Wilds, definitely, but this game looks awesome, so I'm going to be coming out with more of this too. Please leave a comment or anything if you like this or don't like it. I'm just happy to hear feedback. And in the meantime, have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching.